Hi, this is Real World Audio, and I'm continuing my introduction of the void pipes, and this is a little sidestep because I'm talking about bass extension, low frequency extension, how critical it is, because the general opinion on it, or what you can get from reviews and what people tell about things on the surface. That's the first thing that you are running into it, that the lower the frequency extension on the specifications, the better the bass you will get. This is not true at all. So what I would say is that the better the quality of your bass is, the better your experience will be. So frequency extension by itself only tells you what are the lowest frequencies that that system can reproduce at a high level. It doesn't say anything about the quality. It doesn't say whether you are getting a Maserati or a car crash Fiat. You can get anything between those two. And just the frequency specification will not tell you what you are getting. And I will mention two things, particularly because I'm getting questions about Zenith Open baffles. And that's, I think, a really perfect question, because I am in a singular situation that I have both void pipe and Zenith, and built a Zenith Open baffle as well. Sadly, today I do not have the Open baffle anymore, because I had to move a couple of times, and the cabinet was just too big to carry around. Plus, my drivers got destroyed by poking, prying fingers, damaging the woofers. So it was sadly a no choice. So I still have the void pipe. But when I had them, I tried them out extensively, and with many different diverse listening material, different musics, different amplifications, and what I can tell you is that neither the open baffle and neither the void pipe are on paper any good in the bass region. But what I can also tell you is that with the Zenith Open baffle loudspeaker, something is beeping. Anyway, with the Zenith Open baffle, I had, and this amplifier that I built, I will talk about it, but anyway, this was also a free power amplifier, 1.5 watt per channel single-ended triode amplifier. So this combo gave me one of the best Led Zeppelin and King Crimson experiences I ever had in my life. And I listened to Led Zeppelin and King Crimson on systems costing like a fortune, and which had a frequency extension figures down to below 20 hertz, and the experience was not nearly as exhilarating as this combination. This is Led Zeppelin heaven. So if you have a Zenith Open baffle, and like a 6AQ5, that's the little brother of a 6BQ5. And now you kind of are getting what I'm getting at it. The Zen Deckware triode amp that uses the 6BQ5, right? And that's basically, if you build a Zenith Open baffle with it, then that will get you to Led Zeppelin Nirvana. And with an open baffle in that situation, barely anything is there under 50 hertz, but what is there down to 50 hertz is pure gold. And when you have a system that digs down to 20 hertz with a compact subwoofer, yeah, you get an extra octave down below, but it's pure quicksand. It's like I don't want to force myself to use profanity and vulgarisms, but I am just really passionate about all of this, because this open baffle experience with that amplifier, that free power amplifier, is just so much mind-blowing, and gave me such an experience that I cannot feel impartial anymore, and I cannot just sit here with a stone face telling you that, yeah, paper, it measures very poorly, but when I A/B tested it against Magnepon speakers with 27 subwoofers, the difference was... No, I'm not giving you guys anything like that, even though you want to hear such comparisons, but I don't want to waste my time on that, because I think my time is much more precious. Yeah, I'm making these long videos, sure. But I'm making these long videos because I want to convey my message. I want to convey how I think, how I feel, how I do my brain processes, how I built my system, how I experienced all of it, and how it makes sense to me. And if you are wondering about building a Zenith open baffle, then it will be phenomenally good for rock music, and especially drums and bass guitar. It's drum and bass guitar heaven. And once you think about drums, people think that to have a good drum representation, you need to go as low in frequency as possible. No. For drums, if you go lower in frequency extension, you get a bigger image for the drum. So basically, as you increase the low frequency extension, it will appear to you as if you are listening to a drum which is bigger in size. It's not going to give you better impact. To have the impact and the speed, you need to have the 1 to 2 kilohertz region perfect, because that's the region that's going to give you the snap, that gives you the impact. So if you I dare everyone to make an experiment. If you have a 3-way loudspeaker, disconnect your mid-range and disconnect your tweeter, and just leave your subwoofer in, and make sure that it cuts down before 500 hertz, like cut it down at 300 hertz or 200 hertz, and just listen to that, what the deep bass and what the mid bass and part of the upper bass is doing to the sound. And listen to drums, you will hear like woof, 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 and like a slow and formless amorphous mass. And if you improve the low frequency extension, the woof, woof of the drums you are hearing is not getting much different, it's the same. And when you are adding the region up to 2 kilohertz, that's when you get that feeling that it kicks you, and you get that adrenaline rush. The hormones are kicking in. If you don't have that high frequency, then you are missing out 90% of the drums. So, and that's where open baffles can really blow your mind. And that's why you don't need to worry about subwoofers if you go for open baffles and you want to hear drums. And now let's look at what void pipes do. And I would say that the sound that my Fostax void pipes had and my Zenith open baffles had, and I had them in my living room next to each other, and I kept them flipping, they're very close. The sound they give me is quite close. That's kind of like brothers and sister loudspeakers. And the reason why they're close, because the Zenith open baffle, the open baffle gives you the experience to experience sound without cabinet coloration. And void pipe is I would say the only loudspeaker cabinet which can get you into the ballpark of a no cabinet. And that's because of its cabinet design, because it does something truly special to the sound, and it doesn't behave like your box. It's not a box cabinet. It doesn't have that boxy sound. I will explain why, not now. For now, I just want to tell everyone that the closest experience to an opal baffle you can get is a void pipe experience. And now where the two, for most part of the experience, these two are very similar to each other. And where they diverge is that the open baffles are a little bit better at giving you the dynamics of the drums. You get the kick of the drum better than you get with the void pipe. But with the void pipe, you get because it gives you low frequency extension than an open baffle does. You can get the drum section, the timpani, better than you get with an open baffle. And so rock drums kick ass on a Zenith open baffle, but if you want the timpani, the kettle drum, the void pipe is better on that. So I cannot tell you that drums are better or one or the other. Some drums are better here, the smaller drums, and the really big one is better with the void pipe. And in general, what I noticed is that the pairing that I had, that the void pipe with the Darling amp, that's an ultimate synergy. That it synergizes extremely well. And the Zenith open baffle synergized with my 6AQ5 amplifier the best. So that was their favorite combination. But I could listen to the void pipe with the 6AQ5 or the Zenith open baffle with the Darling amp. They sounded fantastic with both of them. But these were the special synergies between them. And as a result, with the void pipe and the Darling amp, classical music was represented better. I could connect to classical music better with this combination, and I gravitated towards hearing more classical music, whether small scale or large scale, any kind. But with the Zenith open baffle and 6AQ5, I gravitated to rock and roll more. Okay, so let's just continue now with here, but I will make this another video because I'm already at 12 minutes and this is really a different title than what this video started out with. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and our next video will be what are those amplifiers which are synergistic with the void pipe. So let's look into that next time. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. Bye bye.